The little girl immediately noticed that her uncle's neck pendant had been cursed, and it will keep stealing uncle's luck. So she took out a talisman to seal the pendant. When she returned home, she drew a spell on the talisman. Following the direction indicated by the spell, she went to an empty room on the second floor. With her previous experience, she decisively opened the wardrobe. Sure enough, she found her uncle's hair hidden inside. This was enough proof that someone was harming her uncle. Next, she took out a bell and began performing a ritual. Meanwhile, a Taoist priest hundreds of miles away was performing a spell to harm the little girl's uncle, but he was already suffering from the backlash and was about to die. Only then did the Taoist realize that this little girl, who was not yet 8 years old, was extraordinary. The truth was, the little girl had been studying under her master since she was a child. By the age of 2.5, she had already mastered all the spells, but she had a big appetite, stealing Buddha's golden body every day to trade for food. She ate 500 tons of snacks a day. If the girl stayed on the mountain any longer, the Taoist temple would soon go bankrupt. Her master had no choice but to tell her that her father was a billionaire CEO, and that she should quickly descend the mountain to reunite with her father and live a life of luxury. The little girl knew that her master was just trying to trick her down the mountain. She agreed to leave only if he could give her a few treasures. Her master gave her 2 personal magical artifacts, a bell that could remove all evil spirits, and silver needles and hundreds of talismans that could cure all diseases. Only then did the little girl reluctantly agree to leave. As soon as she left, her master immediately grabbed the last chicken left to eat. After descending the mountain, the little girl didn't know how to find her father. While she sat alone on the roadside in worry, a woman working in an orphanage happened to see her. When the woman heard that she was hungry, she kindly offered her 10 tons of snacks, and helped her find her biological father through a DNA database. Soon, the little girl's CEO father arrived at the orphanage. He then took her on a plane back home. But as soon as they boarded the plane, the little girl noticed hidden dangers on the plane. She helped the crew subdue a criminal on board. The CEO was astonished at this. He also realized that his daughter was no ordinary person. When they returned home, the little girl immediately sensed something evil in the villa. So she quickly took out 2 talismans, chanted incantations, and infused them with a large amount of spiritual energy. She then gave one to her father and one to her grandfather, and instructed them to wear it for safety. The father was deeply moved by his daughter's filial piety, and hurriedly took her out to eat and fill her stomach. Seeing the table full of meat, the little girl's appetite opened wide. She grabbed a chicken leg and started eating. At that moment, her uncle also arrived. The little girl immediately noticed something wrong with her uncle's leg. After calculating, she realized that someone had intentionally harmed his leg. Then her 4th aunt came with her daughter. The little girl immediately saw that this aunt was a bad person. Unbeknownst to her, the aunt had deliberately caused a car accident years ago.